Greetings, students. My name is Socrates, and I lived during the 5th century BC during the classical age of Athens. I hear you are stuck at home trying to socially distance yourselves and avoid some sort of modern virus. I think that is a very wise idea, and I only wish that my friend Pericles had advised the citizens of Athens to do the same during the first year of the Peloponnesian War. Then we probably would have had a better chance of beating Sparta. But I digress. I don't really consider myself a teacher, but I did bring my star student here today to take notes. I never write down my own teachings, so I'm counting on you, Plato. Oh, sorry, this always happens. Plato, do you think you could stop playing with the Play-Doh?
If not, then I'll be like Socrates and these mediocrities.
All right, I love the enthusiasm, but wrong historical figure. Anyway, Plato, in your book, The Republic, who was it that you said should rule a government?
Philosopher kings.
Ah, yes. So only the wisest should rule, and everyone else should be either a worker or a warrior?
That's right.
And your star pupil was Aristotle, correct?
Yes, and he's here today also. Let's go see Aristotle.
All right, let's go see what Aristotle is up to today. Ah, here he is.
Hi, and I'm looking for another game, and I'm playing this one.
Oh, okay. What game are you playing, Aristotle?
Racing kit and this quiz. It looks like it's called car kit racing.
There's no cease to what your mind can do, Aristotle. Now, Aristotle, in your book Politics, didn't you say that the best government was one in which the most qualified should rule? Aristotle?
Yes.
Yes. And everyone else should have a say, right? Say yes.
Yes.
And who was your star student, Aristotle?
Alexander the Great.
Ah, yes, Alexander the Great was his student, but we'll talk about him in maybe another episode. Now, what I am most famous for is something called the Socratic method. Now, that's when you ask a question of a teacher, and the teacher answers you in the form of a question. So, for example,
Socrates, can I go to my locker?
Is it a locker break? The point of the Socratic method was to get people to realize what was good and true on their own without me having to give them the answer. Here's another example.
I can't stand my teacher. He is my enemy.
Ah, and what makes somebody an enemy?
Someone who causes me harm.
And how does your teacher cause you harm?
Because he gives me homework.
Oh, and what is the purpose of homework?
So I can strengthen my mind and have a successful and happy life.
Ah, but isn't somebody that wants you to have a successful and happy life the opposite of an enemy?
That's right.
I hope you're writing down these great dialogues, Plato. After a while, the leaders of Athens got a little bit frustrated with my antics. They actually put me on trial for corrupting the minds of the youth. I mean, all I was trying to do was get people to question authority, especially if the leaders were not acting in the best interest of the greater good. Oh yeah, and they had a little bit of a problem with the fact that I didn't worship the Greek gods. Don't get me wrong, I totally believe in a greater power, but logic and reason states that everything is not the result of whatever mood a god happens to be in that day. For whatever reason, I was found guilty. I was given a choice to leave Athens forever and never teach again, or drink poison. I decided I would rather die as an Athenian citizen following Athenian law than live a lie.
No, Socrates, I can't live without you.
Plato?
We're gonna
Teach them how to say goodbye, you and I. So in 399 BC, I drank from a cup of hemlock and died.
Thanks for watching. Come check out our next episode. Bye.